The Shelby is a higher performance variant of the Ford Mustang, which was built by Shelby American from 1965 to 1967, and Shelby Automotive from 1968 to 1970. Following the introduction of the fifth-generation Ford Mustang, the Shelby nameplate was revived in 2007 for new high-performance versions of the Mustang, but this time designed and built by Ford at Ford plants. 1965 a Euro 1970 GT350 and GT500, 1965 a Euro 1966, the 1965 a Euro 1966 cars were the smallest and lightest of the GT350 models. These cars are often called Cobras, which was the Ford-powered AC-based two-seat sports car also produced by Shelby American during the same period. Both models use the Cobra emblem, similar paint scheme, and the optional Cobra valve covers on many GT350s that were part of a marketing tie-in by Shelby, as well as one of his iconic symbols. All 1965 a Euro 66 cars featured the K-code 271 HP 289 Acleon, modified to produce 306 HP. Marketing literature referred to this engine as the Cobra High Riser due to its high riser intake manifold. Beginning as a stock Mustang with a 4-speed manual, the cars were shipped to Shelby American, where they received the high riser manifolds, had their stock Ford Falcon Live rear axles replaced with heavy-duty Ford Galaxy rear axles, and were given larger, metallic-lined rear drum brakes and Kelsey Hayes front disc brakes. The 1965 GT 350 was not built for comfort or ease of driving. There were 34 GT 350 race spec cars were built specifically for competition use under SCCA rules, and the model was the B production champion for 3 straight years. The 1966 GT 350 had featured more comfort of casual drivers that included rear seats, optional colors, and an optional automatic transmission. This trend for additional features continued in following years, with the cars becoming progressively larger, heavier, and more comfortable, while losing much of their competitiveness in the process. The 1969 GT 350s and 500s were largely styling modifications to a stock Mustang. By 1969 Carroll Shelby was no longer involved in the Shelby GT program, and the design was done in-house by Ford. The 1965 and 1966 GT 350s were delivered from Ford's San Jose assembly plant in body-in-white form for modification by Carroll Shelby's operation, originally in Venice Beach and later at Los Angeles International Airport. San Jose cars carried in the Ford van denoting that facility. The only year that Shelby Mustangs from the 1960s come from another plant was 1968, where they came from New Jersey, T in the van, and were modified by A.O. Smith. 1965, all 1965 GT 350s were painted Wimbledon white with Guardsman blue rocker stripes. Very few GT 350s were delivered to the dealer with the optional Le Mans top stripes, which run the length of the entire car. Approximately 28% of the 562 1965 cars built had Le Mans stripes. Dealers often added the stripes, probably at the customer's request. Today, it is difficult to find a GT 350 not so equipped. Many ERT 1965 cars had the battery relocated to the trunk, which was changed mid-year from complaints of fumes, and featured override traction bars, relocated A-arms, as well as other modifications. Override traction bars are named so because of their design being on top of the leaf spring as opposed to underneath them. There was only one transmission available, a 4-speed Borg-Warner T10 manual. The exhaust system in the 1965 GT 350 was a side-exit dual exhaust with glass-pack mufflers. For this 1 year, the GT 350 also featured special 130 mph rated Goodyear Blue Dot tires, named for the prominent blue dot on each side wall. The 1965 GT 350 had a full-size spare tire mounted in place of rear seats, making it a 2-seat-only vehicle, and rode on either silver-painted steel wheels or special cast magnesium center Krager Shelby 15 rims with chromed center caps marked with a stylized CS. Total 1965 model year production was 562 units. 1966. For 1966, the GT350 lost its Mustang tag and was marketed simply as the Shelby GT350. The new model year also saw the introduction of non-white colors, including blue, red, green, and black. Other changes included special rear quarter panel windows replacing the factory extractor vents, functional brake scoops on each side, and optional select shift 3-speed automatic, as well as an optional Paxton supercharger. The battery was no longer relocated to the trunk for 1966, and the overrider traction bars were discontinued. The normal factory fold-down rear seat was optional. While early 1965 cars had black engine blocks, 1966 and later cars had their engines painted the regular factory Ford dark blue. The 1966 models came with a dual exhaust exiting in the rear. The first 252 GT350s for 1966 began as 1965 Mustang K-Code fastbacks. These cars were specifically ordered by Shelby American for conversion into 1966 GT350s. Upon delivery to Shelby American, the cars were randomly picked for conversion. The Shelby vans do not correspond in numerical order with Ford vans. The Ford vans were shipped in blocks, but many differ significantly because the order they were taken for conversions. Total production for 1966 was 1,373 fastbacks, including 2 prototypes and 4 drag cars, and the 252 early production models with Ford Mustang 1965 bodies. The Hertz Rental Company ordered 1,003 fastbacks, including 2 prototypes. 4 convertibles were also produced, for a total of 2,378 units for 1966. A small number of the 1966 models were fitted from the factory with Paxton superchargers, but not the no-spin limited slip differential. With an option price of $670, the engine was rated at 440 HP. 1966 Hertz models, Shelby struck a deal with the Hertz Corporation to produce a special line of GT350s for rent that, after their rental car lives were finished, were returned to Ford, refurbished, and sold to the public as GT350H models. Most Hertz cars feature gold Le Mans stripes and rocker panel stripes, although a few were white with blue stripes. The first 85 Hertz cars were available with 4-speed manual transmissions, and Hertz advertised them as rent-a-racer cars. During rental, these cars were sometimes used as production-class cars at SCCA events, and were rumored to have been returned to Hertz with evidence of roll bars being welded in. Hertz ordered the last 800 models with black paint, gold stripes and black interior, as well as automatic transmissions. When the Hertz cars were returned to Ford to be prepared for sale to the public, the high-performance parts were often lost before final sale. 1967 Euro 1968. For 1967, the GT350 carried over the K-Code high-performance 289 with a Cobra aluminum high-rise. The GT500 was added to the lineup, equipped with a 428 Police Interceptor. These later cars carried over few of the performance modifications of the 1965 Euro 66 GT350S, although they did feature more cosmetic changes. In September 1967, production was moved to the A.O. Smith Company of Ionia, Michigan, under Ford control. Shelby American had substantially less involvement after this time. The 1967 GT500 Super Snake was equipped with a 427 Fe engine producing over 650 horsepower. The car was capable of reaching speeds over 150 mph, and at one point even hitting 170 mph while testing tires for Goodyear. For 1968, the Cobra name was applied to both models, and they were now marketed as the Shelby Cobra GT350 and the Shelby Cobra GT500. In February 1968, the Cobra GT500 KR King of the Road. Under the hood was a 428 cubic-inch Cobra Jet V8 which was rated at 335 horsepower. 1968 Shelby Cobra GT500 KR, its initials KR stood for King of the Road, and to back it up, the mid-year 1968 KR had Ford's new 428 Cobra jet engine with ram air induction and traction lock 3.50 rear end, all standard on the KR. Plus the 428 CJ option price was cheap compared to other high-performance engines available at the time. Ford called the 428 CJ its bread-and-butter performance engine that all could afford. The Cobra jet engine was very successful at the drags and was Superstock Eliminator champ at the 1968 Winter Nationals, beating expensive Hemis etc. Shelby's 1967 GT500 had led Ford's pony car with a Thunderbird 428 engine with two 4-barrel carburetors. The 1968 GT500 used a 428 Police Interceptor with single 4-barrel carburetor. Then in April '68, Ford unveiled an even hotter version of the 428 Police Interceptor with better breathing heads and much bigger exhaust manifolds, and called the souped-up 428 Cop motor the 428 Cobra Jet. The 428 CJ was offered in the Mustang, Cougar, Cyclone and Fairlane models. The GT500 KR's 428 had the same suspiciously low 335 bhp rating as other Cobra jets, but the total torque rating of 440 foot-pounds at 3,400 RPMs told the real story. Shelby's KR version had die-cast aluminum cast with Cobra lemons, proudly broadcasting Ford's FE engine family victory over Ferrari at Le Mans in 1966 and 1967. 1969–1970, the GTs lost their Cobra tag for 1969 as once again were marketed simply as Shelby GT350 and Shelby GT500. The GT350 and GT500 for the 1969 model year received an extensive facelift, the body alone increasing in length by 4 inches. Ford was heavily involved with design and style decisions, with Shelby having very little input. The GT350 was now equipped with a 351 cubic inch V8. Carroll Shelby terminated his agreement with Ford in the summer of 1969. No production of 1970 Shelby GT350 and 500 models was actually undertaken, however unsold 1969 models were given 1970 vehicle identification numbers under FBI supervision. The 1970 models had 2 changes, a front chin spoiler and 2 black hood stripes. A total of 789 were revannered. 1971 to 1972, even though production of Shelby GTs had ceased, a total of 14 1971 and 1972 Shelby Europa GT350 Mustangs were produced under license by Belgian dealer Claude Dubois for the European market. 12 sports roof and 2 convertibles were produced, most of which were M or Q code cars. At least one 429 sports roof was produced as well, though its whereabouts today are unknown. 2006 Euro 2007, 2006 Euro 2007 Shelby GT and GTH. Ford introduced the Shelby GTH version of the Mustang at the 2006 New York Auto Show. Like the original GT350H from 1966, the GTH featured gold-on-black paint and was only available at the Hertz car rental agency. It had a modest power bump over the regular Mustang GT V8 engine. Ford Racing Performance Group provided Shelby its FR1 power pack to add 25 horsepower to the existing Mustang GT powertrain with an additional 10 foot-per-pound of torque. The package included a 90mm cold air kit, muffler kit, a new X-pipe and Ford Racing GTA axle-back mufflers. The Ford Shelby GTH also was provided with a Ford Racing handling pack which included specially tuned dampers, lowering springs, sway bars, strut tower brace and a Ford Racing 3.55:1 ratio rear axle assembly. Only 500 cars were built to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the original Shelby GT350H. For 2007, a convertible version of the GTH was offered for rental at Hertz. This time the convertibles came with a custom light bar reminiscent of the 1968 Shelby Mustang convertibles. 2007 Euro 2008 Shelby GT, the 4.6-litre, 281 cubic inch, 319 HP Ford Shelby GT slotted between the 300 HP Mustang GT and the Ford Shelby GT 500. It is essentially a retail sale version of the Hertz rental-only Ford Shelby GTH, except a manual transmission is available. Production of the Shelby GT began in December 2006 and the car went on sale in January 2007. It was originally planned that up to 6,000 cars would be built. The Shelby GT was offered based on strong demand from enthusiasts wanting Ford and Shelby to offer a retail version of the GTH. Other differences include the deletion of the rear spoiler, a retro Shelby hood scoop in place of the CS6/8 Shelby hood, and silver versus the gold stripes, with the car available in either white or black in 2007 and Vista Blue, Grabber Orange or black with red stripes for 2008. The Grabber Orange Shelby GTC was sold exclusively in California and only available as a coupe. As a result of the popularity of the 2007 Shelby GTH convertible rental car, Shelby offered the 2008 Shelby GT as a coupe or convertible in limited numbers. Based on requests from enthusiasts for a blue Shelby GT, Vista Blue became the signature color for the 2008 Shelby GT. The Vista Blue models were available as a coupe or convertible. A very limited number Barrett-Jackson Shelby GTs were built in 2008 that were black with red stripes, also available in coupe or convertible. The Barrett-Jackson Shelby GTs were sold exclusively in Arizona. The Hertz Shelby GTH attracted so much attention that Ford dealers and customers asked for a version of their own. Like the GTH, the Shelby GT is modified at Shelby Automotive's factory in Las Vegas, Nevada, which distinguishes the GTH and Shelby GT models from the GT 500 in that the GT 500s are produced entirely by Auto Alliance International. 2008 Barrett-Jackson Shelby GT, a limited version of Shelby GT Coupe and Convertible, were named after the Barrett-Jackson auction. They include black exterior with Barrett-Jackson red Le Mans hood and side stripes, Barrett-Jackson edition door sill plates, black interior with the Shelby GT serial number plate, special gas cap insert, autographed photo of Carroll Shelby, Craig Jackson, Amy Boylan, and Steve Davis. The vehicle was unveiled in Arizona International Auto Show. Production versions were sold in Arizona region Ford dealers with MSRP of $38,980. Modifications: at the request of owners, a number of Shelby GTs were modified in various ways by Shelby Automobiles in Las Vegas. One of these modifications results in a model known as the Shelby GT-SC. A large number of add-ons could be had, including the Super Snake brakes and larger wheels and tires, which were necessary to accommodate these brakes. Additionally, there were 3 different available superchargers, again installed by Shelby Automobiles or authorized Shelby Mod Shop, that can increase rated horsepower to 500 or more. These include the Ford Racing Whipple 750 horsepower and the Ken Bell superchargers. 2007 Euro 2009 Ford Shelby GT 500. Shelby and Ford returned for the 2007 model year with the Shelby GT 500. Introduced at the 2005 New York International Auto Show, the GT 500 uses a 5.4L modular 500 HP supercharged V8 engine. Features include the Tremec Trail 6066 speed manual transmission, suspension tuning, a body kit, and 18-inch wheels. Deliveries of the Shelby GT 500 began in May 2006. A collaboration of Ford's special vehicle team and Carroll Shelby, the GT 500 was produced in limited quantity for 3 years on the line at Ford's Flat Rock, Michigan assembly facility. 2008 Euro 2009 Ford Shelby GT 500 KR. The Ford Shelby GT 500 KR, revealed at the 2007 New York International Auto Show, was released in the spring of 2008. The car is powered by a 540 horsepower 5.4-liter supercharged V8 version of the base GT 500 engine with functional cold air intake and unique calibration. SVT and Shelby announced that 1040th anniversary editions will be built for the US in 2008, with another 571 units in 2009. This 1,571 production run matches that of the original 1968 GT500 KR. In total, 1,712 units were produced, with the remaining units going to Canada, export markets and military sales. All KRs were built by Auto Alliance International on the normal Mustang production line and then shipped to Shelby Automobiles Incorporated where final assembly was completed. SAI was the manufacturer of record. The Shelby GT500 KR features a carbon fiber composite hood with functional scoops and vents, twist-lock hood pins modeled on the original 1968 KR, a unique carbon fiber splitter, carbon fiber mirror caps, and functional brake cooling ducts. The suspension was tuned by SVT with unique spring rates, dampers, stabilizer bars, and strut tower brace and was sourced from Ford Racing. Unique Goodyear Eagle F1 supercar tires were developed for the KR with a unique compound. With the same tread pattern as the Eagle F1 supercar tire on the 2007 Euro 2009 GT500, they can only be identified by a unique Goodyear winged foot emblem on the sidewall. The 2008 Euro 09 GT500 KR draws on styling cues from the classic 1968 King of the Road GT500 KR model, and the 2008 model includes 40th anniversary badging. Both years will have availability of standard GT500 colors with Le Mans stripes, and Carroll Shelby signature embroidered seats. The GT500 KR's starting price was $120,000.95. The GT500 KR was featured prominently in the new Knight Rider television series on NBC. One of the main characters of the show was Kit, an advanced artificial intelligence housed in a GT500 KR. Also, in the return of the show, KARR was also a GT500 KR. Specifications: front engine, RWD, 4-passenger, 2-door coupe, supercharged DOHC 32-valve V8 engine, 330 CID displacement, power, 540 HP, torque, 510 lb-ft, 6-speed manual transmission, 3.55 differential ratio. 18x 9.5 inches Alco wheels with unique Goodyear Eagle F1 supercar tires, 3,920 lb curb weight, 107.1 in wheelbase, 188A, 73.9A, 54.5 in, Super Snake. Starting in 2008, previous 2007 Shelby GT500 Mustangs could be sent to Carroll Shelby's Special Performance Plant in Las Vegas to be rebuilt into a Super Snake, for an additional cost of $27,995. The Super Snake will offer a 605 HP 5.4 LA Ken Bell twin-screw supercharged version with over 725 HP will also be available, without warranty, and offer a 0 to 60 mph runs in 3.5 to 3.7 seconds. The Super Snake is inspired by the 1967 GT500 Super Snake, a car made by Carroll Shelby for Goodyear tires. The Super Snake also comes with a variety of other performance, handling and cosmetic changes including badging, gauge pod, 20 inches Alco wheels, fiberglass Ram Air Super Snake hood, stripes, carbon fiber front splitter and skirts, larger 6-piston bare brakes, front and rear brake cooling ducts, complete track setup suspension, aluminum driveshaft, 3.73 differential gears and catback exhaust system. Prud'homme Edition Super Snake. It is a limited drag racing package for 2007 Euro 2010 Ford Shelby GT500 cars, named after Don Prud'homme. The engine is rated 800 HP on race fuel or 750 HP on 93-octane pump gas. It includes a Whipple supercharger and modified air intakes sticking out of the hood in the tilt front end, a 5-point impact safety harness and a baller side exhaust system, front and rear adjustable BMR racing suspension and drag tires with optional street tires. Side lower rockers are incorporated. The package has MSRP of $100,000. The Prud'homme concept car went on sale in 2009 Barrett-Jackson Las Vegas auction. The vehicle was sold with winning bid price of $275,000. 2010 model year Shelby, 2010 Shelby GT500. For the 2010 model year, the Shelby Mustang GT500 was redesigned along with a base Ford Mustang. As with the 2007 Euro 09 GT500, the 2010 includes unique front and rear fascias, hood with functional vents and unique rear spoiler. The rear spoiler includes a functional gurney flap. Along with new exterior colors, customers have the option of extending the exterior stripes onto the seats. Production was limited to 2,000 units. The 5.4L engine's power output was increased to 540 horsepower and 510 lb-ft of torque with the addition of a cold air intake similar to the 08/09 GT500 KR and includes a knock sensor to protect the engine if lower octane fuel is used. The 2010 GT500's fuel efficiency increased by 2 miles per gallon. SVT retuned the coupe suspension and worked with Goodyear on 19-inch tires with new construction, compound and tread pattern. The coupe's 19-inch wheels are forged for a reduction in unsprung weight. The convertible retained the 18-inch wheels. 2011 model year Shelby, 2011 Shelby GT500, much like the 2011 V6 and GT Mustangs. The 2011 Shelby GT500 gets an engine update with an all-new 5.4L aluminum engine which is 102 pounds lighter than the previous cast-iron engine and uses Ford-patented plasma coating technology. The inventors of PTWA received the 2009 IPO National Inventor of the Year award. This technology was initially patented and developed by inventors from Flame Spray. The technology was subsequently improved upon by Ford in Flame Spray. With the engine updates, not only has performance improved to 550 horsepower and 510 lb-ft of torque, but the GT500's gas mileage has improved to 15 mpg US city and 23 mpg US highway, which was enough to eliminate the US gas guzzler tax. The final production number of the 2011 Shelby GT500 by the end of the year was 5,100 units. Ford also improved upon the handling characteristics of the GT500. The overall stance of the car has been lowered by 11 mm in front and 8 mm at the rear. The car also features Ford's new electric power assist steering that improves torque build-up and road feel, which delivers quicker and more precise steering, increased effort on the racetrack or winding roads, and reduced effort in low-speed parking maneuvers. The car also has Ford's advanced track stability control system, which features a sport mode when pressed twice consecutively while stopped with the brakes applied. External improvements include an optional SVT performance package, which includes Goodyear Eagle F1 Supercar G, 2 tires, all new lightweight 19-inch forged aluminum wheels in front and 20-inch forged aluminum wheels at the rear, a 3.73 rear axle ratio, and performance-tuned front and rear shocks along with stiffer springs. The package includes a unique rear spoiler gurney flap for improved handling, slightly revised front and rear fascias, a new pedal box for improved clutch use, slotted brake dust shields for improved brake cooling, standard HID headlamps, My Key programmable vehicle key, integrated spotter mirrors, and fold-down rear headrests. Optional is a glass top roof, previously available, starting in 2009, with the Mustang GT. The improvements in handling and performance gives the 2011 Shelby GT500 a skid pad rating of 1.0 G, and a Virginia International Raceway lap time of 2:58 and 48 seconds, making it as fast as, and sometimes faster than, cars such as the M3, Audi R8 V10, Dodge Viper SRT10 and Porsche GT3 around this racetrack. 2011 Shelby GT350, coinciding with the 45th anniversary of the original 1965 Shelby GT350, Shelby American unveiled an all-new GT350 Mustang at the opening night gala of the Barrett-Jackson auction in Scottsdale, AZ. Presented in concept form, the new GT350 features a supercharged version of the brand-new 5.0-liter V8 engine in the 2011 Mustang GT as well as performance upgrades from Ford Racing, Baller, Prager, Bear and more. The GT350 is a post-title upgrade available from Shelby. customers can have their 2011 Mustangs shipped directly to Shelby's Las Vegas facility to be converted, or they can deliver the car themselves. Automatics will be available for conversion as a naturally aspirated tune producing up to 440 horsepower, and manuals have the option of NA or fitted with a Ford racing supercharger to produce 525 horsepower, or at the expense of a warranty, 624 horsepower, a Ford racing suspension system, bare brakes in front and optional in rear, custom ball exhaust system, 19 inches Krieger wheels, and more. For the exterior, Shelby fits a new front fascia, front splitter, functional hood scoop, functional brake cooling ducts, taillight trim, rear deck lid filler panel, and a rear fascia with center exhaust exit. Performance white with Guardsman blue racing stripes will be the only available color combination for 2011 models. 2012 models will be available in other colors, but will lose the 45th anniversary badge of the 2011. Initial road tests of the GT350 by Motor Trend show impressive statistics. The 2011 Shelby GT350 hit 60 mph in 3.7 seconds, compared to the 412 horsepower 2011 Mustang GT's time of 4.4 seconds. The 2011 GT500 needs 4.2 seconds to get to 60 mph, and even the Shelby Super Snake with 750 HP still takes 4.1 seconds. Weight difference isn't a factor to blame for the better performance than the GT500, considering the GT350 is only a mere 24 pounds lighter than the newly lightened GT500. The GT350's quarter-mile time is 12 seconds flat at 121.4 mph. This means the 2011 Shelby GT350 was the fastest production Mustang in the Shelby history. 2012 model year Shelby, 2012 Shelby GT500. Changes to 2012 model year Shelby GT500 include a new Recaro seat option became available, otherwise everything else remained the same from the 2011. The sterling grey color was no longer available. Shelby American Shelby 1000. It is an upgrade to pre-existing 2012 Shelby GT500, with a choice of two packages: the Track SC version or the Street Legal version. The Track package delivers over 1100 horsepower, while the Street version delivers 920 horsepower. The packages are expected to cost approximately $150,000, Street package, $200,000, Track package. The chassis has been significantly strengthened to handle the additional power. The 2013 model has been confirmed with up to 1200 horsepower and is for track use only. Top speed is estimated at 272 miles per hour. The vehicle was unveiled in 2012 New York International Auto Show. 2013 model year Shelby, Ford Shelby GT500. First unveiled at the Los Angeles Auto Show in November 2011, Ford Shelby GT500 is the most potent Mustang ever. The DOHC 354.6 cubic inches 4V V8 supercharged engine is certified to produce 662 bhp and 631 lb-ft of torque, with a claimed top speed of 202 miles per hour. The new GT500 weighs 3,850 pounds, and was available starting May 2012. The 2013 models have various improvements and differences compared to the GT500 of 2012, including new front-end sheet metal along with standard HID headlamps, along with a new LED tail light assembly. The new 2013 Shelby GT500 also has no grille, due to the massive amount of cooling required for the vehicle. Performance changes include twin fuel pumps, larger fuel injectors, a grippier and larger diameter clutch, a larger fan, a 3-row intercooler, a beefed-up Tremec 6066 speed with an internal oil pump, and a single-piece carbon fiber driveshaft. Larger Brembo front disc brakes with 6-piston calipers, reinforced axle tubes, and aero tweaks to help the car reach 200+ mph safely. Ford says the changes have resulted in a 14% reduction in drag and a 66% increase in front-end downforce. Also new for 2013 is a larger front anti-roll bar and retuned springs. An OPM adjustable electronic launch control function is standard, as is 4-mode electronic stability control. A performance package is also offered, adding 2-mode adjustable Bilstein dampers and a Torsen limited slip rear differential. In addition to the performance package, a track package for road racing can be ordered, bringing a transmission cooler, a nose-mounted differential cooler for the Torsen limited slip unit, and an air-to-oil engine oil cooler. Wilwood disc brakes was also brought on board with an improved stopping package. A Motor Trend magazine May 2012 road test provided a 0 to 60 time of 3.5 seconds and a quarter-mile time of 11.6 seconds at over 125 miles per hour. By comparison, the 13 GT500 is faster than both the Camaro ZL1 and Corvette Z06. Automobile Catalog computer model estimates provided a 0 to 60 time of 3.3 seconds, a quarter-mile time of 11.3 seconds at 130 miles per hour, and a top speed of 212 miles per hour. In February 2012, at the Chicago Auto Show, Shelby officially announced that a convertible version of the 2013 GT500 will reach production. The convertible has a limited top speed of 155 miles per hour. GT500 Super Snake. At the Barrett-Jackson auction in 2012, Shelby American announced the release of the GT500 Super Snake. The Super Snake boosts the 662 bhp to 850 bhp. The first 50 vehicles sold were available in limited edition colors, either in black with a triple gold stripe or white with a triple gold stripe. The 2013 GT500 Super Snake marks the discontinuation of the Shelby Alco Super Snake wheels. A new, lightweight forged aluminum wheel is produced and used instead. These wheels will also be used on any GT500 that enters the Shelby American facility to be converted into a Super Snake. 2013/14 Shelby American Shelby 1000, 1000 seconds per carat. The 2013/14 Shelby 1000 features the new 5.8L V8 from the 2013/14 GT500. Upgrades include a full engine package using a performance 850 HP fuel system with 72 LB injectors, a Baller custom 3-inch stainless steel catback exhaust and new parts such as forged pistons, ported cylinder heads, titanium valve springs and titanium retainers. The engine breathes through a Ken Bell 3.6L supercharger using a 4.5 inches inlet pipe feeding an 1850 CFM throttle body. A high-performance aluminium flywheel and a twin-clutch assembly is also used. The engine is estimated to produce over 1,200 HP. Like the 2012 Shelby 1000, the 2013/14 needed significant underbody and chassis strengthening modifications to handle the extra power from the engine. Drive shaft tunnel braces and billet aluminium supports and suspension parts were used. A custom 9 inches of Etrarch differential is used to help put power down through the rear wheels. The exterior receives the usual Shelby 1000 decals and an overlay package with a functional carbon fiber hood, front lip spoiler, rear bumper and side skirts. A wide-body version of the car is also offered. The 2013 Shelby 1000 was officially unveiled in New York International Auto Show, under once again a street package, and a track package. 2014 model year Shelby, 2014 Shelby GT500. No major changes from the previous year. 2013 has been made, however several colors had been discontinued and been made. The 2014 model has a 5.8L 32-valve V8 supercharged engine rated at 662 HP and 631 lb-ft of torque. 2014 Shelby American Shelby GT, Shelby GT-SC. Shelby American version of Shelby GT is based on 2014 Ford Mustang GT. Shelby GT includes caster camber plate set, Shelby Barton short shifter, panoed suspension bar, Shelby ball exhaust, Shelby GT dash plaque and engine plate, billet upper grille with Ford Running Pony emblem, powered by Ford side badges, Shelby trunk letters, silver 20x 9-inch wheels, BFG G-Force Comp 2 tires, Shelby GT front fascia, Shelby GT fiberglass hood, Shelby GT carbon laminated hood louvers, Shelby headrest covers, Shelby GT Le Mans and side stripes. Shelby GTSC is based on Shelby GT, with Shelby Ford Racing Whipple Supercharger, 525 horsepower, black or polished. Shelby Ford Racing Whipple Supercharger, 624 horsepower, black or polished. Shelby Willwood 6-piston front brakes, red. Shelby Willwood 4-piston rear brakes, red. Michelin Pilot Super Sport tires, 8-pillar gauge pod with boost, fuel and oil pressure gauges. Shelby GTSC side stripes. Shelby GT was unveiled in LA Auto Show. Controversies. Unique Performance. In 2002, Carroll Shelby partnered with Unique Performance in Farmers Branch, Texas, to manufacture continuation Shelby 427 GT 500 Super Snake models. Other Shelby continuation Mustangs followed, including the GT350S and GT500. Senior Unique Performance was reported to have been mismanaged and performed poorly, with numerous customer complaints regarding false claims as to specifications and parts, poor workmanship and failure to deliver. On November 1, 2007, Unique Performance was raided by the Farmers Branch Police Department due to van irregularities and subsequently declared bankruptcy, with all assets including numerous body shells and cars in construction auctioned off, ending production. Dennis Halicki and Gone in 60 Seconds. The popularity of the remake 2000 Gone in 60 Seconds movie star car character Eleanor, as a custom 1967 Mustang. Carroll Shelby started to produce the copyrighted star car character Eleanor, and Dennis Halicki had to resort to legal action to protect the trademark and the copyrighted Eleanor's image. In 2008, Halicki won a case against Carroll Shelby, who had been selling Eleanor using Eleanor's trademark name and copyrighted image. See also, Ford Shelby Cobra concept, AC Cobra, references, notes. Bibliography. External links. Shelby Automobile's official page.